Hey guys, today me and my buddy Larkus want to show you the basics and some tips and tricks all around the helicopter in Battlefield 3. The helicopter is handled very differently than a jet. A jet just needs speed and it's ready to go. However, a helicopter has its rotors that lift it in the air. To steer it into the desired direction, you have to tilt the main rotor. To tilt the helicopter, you have to use the mouse. To rise or sink or move the helicopter around its axis, you use WASD. So in order to move forward, we move the mouse forward and tilt the helicopter forwards and it begins to accelerate. Note that while it gains speed, it also loses altitude, so don't forget the throttle. To decelerate, you just have to move the mouse backwards and the whole helicopter decelerates, but it also rises a little. You can also tilt to the right and left, so you can move in a direction without actually facing it. But don't overdo it, because else you will tilt it too much, lose too much altitude and most likely crash. If you are planning on flying backwards, it's always handy to know what's behind you. Of course, it's not enough to fly in just one direction. We want to hit something and hide effectively from enemies. The biggest advantage over a jet is that it doesn't have to fly in the direction it is facing. While a jet has to turn, the helicopter just turns around its own axis, although it still has momentum that moves it into the opposite direction. This is especially handy if a jet tries to take you out, so you can send some presence while it turns to attack once more. If you have some practice, it won't be able to finish that turn. Like the jet, the helicopter can fly very high and can evade a stinger lock. But the downside with that altitude is that you are a helpless victim to jets, so the perfect altitude for an attack helicopter is between 2 and 5 meters. While flying low, you can evade stingers too by hiding behind trees or, better, little hills and buildings. Like you see here, I have problems to get a lock on Larkus because he is hiding behind trees. If you get locked with a stinger, it mostly helps to dive into trees to avoid being killed. If you just moved from Bad Company 2 to Battlefield 3, there are news for you. The helicopter has a new system. Back in Bad Company it had auto stabilizers that were preventing you from doing tricks like barrel rolls or loopings. That cap was removed in BF3. As far as I know, you still can't do barrel rolls and loopings like in BF2, but you still can do some. Like you see, you do it simply by trying a barrel roll, then the helicopter goes into a diving state, but make sure you don't crash. It happens pretty damn fast with this trick. Another maneuver that is very popular for helicopter pilots is circulating around a certain point of the map while facing it the whole time. Usually these points are flag spots or bomb spots in rush mode. It takes a bit of practice to do it, but it can be very useful because you are always moving and always have the guns pointed at the direction you want them to be. If you don't want to start training on full servers, there are a lot of training servers in Battlefield 3. Just make sure you check the maps with helicopters, so Operation Firestorm, Karg Islands, Canals, Caspian Border and Demavent Peak. Then you have to write the word start and filter by server name here, so you quickly find servers that have a very low player limit to start, so you don't need 8 people to get the round started. I hope you found this little tutorial useful and have a lot of fun in BF3. If you did, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up and sub me. And always remember, fly low, you even might be able to pick yourself some figureheads.